Okay. Um. Yeah, let's do it like we've done everybody else. James Blackwater in the icy bog. You
Everything is perfectly fine, and I have my crew.
and you don't have your crew. Yeah, you are lost. Uh, in the icy bog, face down in the water. Just because, I mean, you're already dead. People don't drown in the Deathlands, but it's also you just wouldn't notice it if you woke up face down in any puddle of water because you can't drown anyway. Yeah, and there's a horrible screech that startles you awake.
I look around,
Let us
try
dis-
to
yeah,
figure out where I
let us discern realities.
am.
Hey, three questions.
What here is not what it appears to be.
Hum. Well, you're not alone, James. Being
I
so tightly knit to the Deathlands as you are, you feel a presence, a powerful presence near you, watching you.
who who is in control here?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if you. You don't have a lot of knowledge of the kings of the lords of death. Um, who is really in control here? Well, yeah, you don't have a lot of knowledge of this thing, but there is something powerful. That thing is in control here. There's no other anything here. I mean, there's not a lot of anything anywhere in the Deathlands. There aren't a lot of like birds or creatures or whatever springing about, but you know, in the Deathlands, it's not unseen. It's not unknown to see a streak of bright wolves or pixies in the grove or anything like that. It is completely. There's not even wind howling through. There's nothing. There's nothing. There is you, and there is this other thing, and that is in control.
Hmm. Um. Can't remember the other options. Hold on. I will find. Um. What is about to happen?
You're being stalked. I don't know that it's going to attack you. If it wanted to attack you, it probably would have already, right? When you were unconscious. It's powerful enough to have been able to pounce on you, right? Before you were on your feet and able to fight back. Um, yeah, out of the bog you see rising a figure. A thin, spindly thing with three heads. twisted limbs. It's very tall, taller than you. Like 9, 10 feet tall. There is a long black knife dripping with water from at its side. The three heads appear to be three women figures, female figures, but their hair is draggled and covered in moss, and icy frost hangs from it, and they are wailing and weeping as the thing comes marching toward you. But again, even though it has a big knife in its hands, it doesn't appear to be ready to... It doesn't appear to be charging you to attack. And I think one of the heads screams out your name in pain, right? Says, James Blackwater. You are... And when it says the last word, all three of them sing in chorus the word guilty.
Of what?
And a different head says, You betray the King of Death!
Of that crime, I am indeed guilty. What of it?
And another head says, You have brought those who poisoned the river.
Fuckers. They shall be punished in time.
And the third head finally says, And you have cursed yourself to doom. And it's been drawing near you this whole time. Taking these long, strange strides with its oddly jointed legs.
It doesn't need to be this way.
Yeah. And the middle head says, We do not come to kill you, James. We come to show you your future.
Do as you must, then.
And one of the other heads says, We are your future.
Wasn't there a god, or not a god, but one of the kings of death, like, takes souls and combines it with itself or something like that, or eats souls or something like that? I can't remember. I remember there being some bitch in a lake and like she being not nice or something like that. I don't remember anymore.
It sounds like James Blackwater is spouting lore. But
yeah, sure, no problem.
Take a +1 because of your discern realities.
Oh, well, it was a 4, so whatever.
So you've never heard of them, this thing. You've heard of the legends of Potter's Field. that there were 5 kings. Or, I'm sorry, there were 4 kings. Who betrayed the laws of death with necromancy. And they fought a war against the King of Death ages ago. And those are the 4 Lich Lords in Potter's Field. But what they tell you now is... Well, they say that, right? You know of the 4 Lich Lords of Potter's Field and their story.
I have heard it in passing.
4 kings who betrayed death but eventually kneeled. And one of the other heads says, there were not 4 but 5 kings. A wretched soul who murdered his wives. Who would not kneel. And a different head says, we are that king. How can you hope to defeat death?
I am lucky in that I have no wives, nor any living family. Also, so far I've made my own future, and I will continue to do so. So if you wish to step in my way, you may.
As they point a hand at you, they say, a long spindly finger. Now they've come close enough that the finger almost touches your chest. And it says, points at you. It says, the curse has already taken hold. Death has your body and your soul. And you can feel the armor sort of like creak and grab at you at that mention.
So it hurts like always.
Yeah.
I think I kind of buckle under the this return of the pain. Then I will take it back. By force if I must.
Yeah, they say, you must, if you will, if you hope to survive, there can be no king of death.
Why are you helping me, fallen king? Smite me down. Is he not your lord as well?
And another head says, we wish release. Torment is our only existence. Kill the King of Death that we may die. Kill the King of Death that James Blackwater may live. And the third head in the middle says, kill the King of Death in truth.
I will make the attempt. But I will need your help. I must first get through the cave. of death is a god. I am not.
Think of what this fucker knows. Maybe. Okay, they tell you something else. They say in the cave is the true king of death.
What must I do to slay him?
Yeah. We know not. If you cannot, who can?
It will be done then. I think I'm trying to compose myself under the constant, I guess, pressure of the armor. Now, if you would be so kind, point me in the right direction. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with these lands.
Okay. I mean, they do want to help you. I just don't know what they know. Let's defy danger with your charisma.
Wee! Oh, fuck! Oh, wait, I forgot to XP. That's a thing that happens.
Yep.
It's alright. It's okay.
They point you. They say through the Valley of the Beasts, to the east, is the cave.
I shall be on my way then. There is no time to waste.
Okay, so you set off. Headed for the Valley of the Beasts.
Give me my crew back. I don't want to go lose them.
You must travel the Deathlands. Roll plus wisdom. Hey! Okay. You know what? I know the answer for you. You run into a wandering soul, a potential hireling looking to escape. As you make your way to the Valley of the Beasts, in the wastes, yeah, you see a throng, a great host, a skeleton crew.
My boys.
Do you give a call out to your crew?
I do. I do. I don't even know what they're called. I never get them a name. They don't need a name.
Well, I think you're stamping through the ash, right? Unperturbed by the withering of the Deathlands, and as you come up over a hill at the edge of the valley, there is your crew, and one of them does call out, "It is the captain!" And they give out a mighty war cry. And stand at attention waiting for you to come as they cheer you on.
We have business to attend to.
Yeah, and Soot comes forward. And he says, "The captain shall lead the way." "Merely point, sir. We will follow."
We travel through the. We travel to the Valley of Beasts. Prepare yourselves. There will surely be fights to come.
Yeah, and you tell them of the fights to come. They give out another cheer, and Soot gives out calls. "In your ranks!" And yeah, they start to march through the Valley of the Beasts.
I don't want to fight Hercules.
That's not the true god of death. Quinton. Finally, Quinton.
No, go away.
Finally, there's Quinton. You've come to in a strange forest. The little icon we have has like green and there's like trees and shit. It's not trees. These are black trees. They have no leaves. As I said, they are tall and thin. Well, they're not that thin. I mean, they're not like little baguette-sized trees or whatever. I don't know. They're they have wide trunks, but not branches really. There are just a couple of branches at the top, like a pair on each, or 2 to 4, something like that. And like I said, their bark is odd. Almost looks like a drape or a tarp or something wrapped around the tree. And it doesn't like flake off. It doesn't have that like bark texture. It's sort of smooth. And through the haze of the ash in the air, you see strange small creatures running around in the trees.
How small? I'm small. Smaller than me?
About your size.
Oh, okay. Fellow halflings, I think.
No.
I'm going to chase them. Remember, I think this is a dream.
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
Okay, alright. You believe that you are in a dream. Got you.
Yeah, so I chase after the small creatures.
Okay, wonderful. You're chasing after these small creatures. Are you, like, attacking them? Are you calling to them? What is the...
No, I call to them, like, hey, who's there? I'm trying to get their attention.
Okay, let's have you... Let's have you defy danger with your dexterity to catch them.
What?
Um... Man. So many...
What? Too many fronts?
You go chasing after these creatures, and the haze gets thicker and thicker as you're running, and they're just around a tree every time, right? As you get nearer, you probably start... if these are halflings, they are very strange halflings. They have gray skin and seem to have very large teeth when they smile at you. But they laugh and giggle, and they say, follow us to the dance. And as you chase them a while, the haze is so thick for a moment you think you're lost, but you start to make your way through it, and you're in a grassy field. You come through some bushes or something. And
Okay.
there's sort of a clearing, and you see a body lying next to a clear, trickling river or a creek.
This is like black grass or
No, it's green.
it's green. Okay.
There are leaves partially covering the body, but the leaves are sort of yellow and red, sort of like a fall leaves that have gathered on top of it.
When you say body, is it a corpse? Or just a shape?
Hard to tell from here. You can see feet sticking out from the bottom and an arm from a side. You don't see blood, but there are a lot of leaves covering the body. Yeah.
Okay. I make my way to the body and poke at it. Poke at one of the hands. Or kick it.
You kick a hand and it doesn't move.
Okay, I pull the body from below the leaves.
Okay. Yeah. You grab this hand and you pull the body out from the leaves, and as you're pulling it, like, your foot slips on some mud and you kind of fall backward as the body comes out from under the leaves. And when you sit back up, you see yourself. There are no wounds. There's nothing. It's just... There's Quinton lying there, unconscious.
Does the body have all my clothes and equipment?
Yeah, all the same stuff.
Okay.
You gonna roll your own body?
I'm gonna up my own body. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take his phoenix, right? Put it on my belt.
Stupid dumb
Yeah,
dead
Quinton.
bastard. Okay, cool. Yeah, roll discern realities as you start to dig through here.
I'm a genius. I'm not. XP.
Sweet jeebers. Quinton. What are you afraid of? What is Quinton afraid of?
I think he's afraid of being no one, like accomplishing nothing in life. Basically, failure, I think.
Okay, you start to dig through the corpse here, and you hear a tree snap, or a twig snap. And out of the corner of your eye, you see what looks like a halfling standing there. They have a... What catches your eye the most are the things that are familiar. There's a phoenix on their hip, right? And that ring on their finger. But this halfling has a large crown, and draped over their shoulders are finery and, marks of stature. And they're standing there for a moment, and when you catch them in full view, like you saw this figure standing there that looked an awful lot like you, but successful, right? A king of some kind. But when you turn to lay your eyes on it fully, there's nothing there.
Archie, this is a weird dream. Can he scratch Archie? No.
Who's
Can
Archie?
he... My ring.
Oh.
Can he give me any of his thoughts on this?
Okay, yeah. Roll plus bond.
I think I have 2 bonds. So he gives me an impression.
Yeah, what he says You scratch your ring, and the only word that Archie gives you is run.
Okay.
And there's a sound from the body beneath you, like a cough.
Oh. Okay, I stab it before it wakes up.
Okay.
Look at myself and I stab.
I should have told you this before, but we didn't. But you will. Yes, defy danger intelligence.
Shit.
You reach for your blade to, like, whip it out. A hand grabs you. The hand grabs you and the eyes open. And they're just black orbs, right? And a thing, like, gives a big grin on the thing's face, but it's wider than your mouth. The cheeks rip apart to reveal just rows of jagged baraka teeth, right? As the thing, like, smiles at you and there's blood where the cheeks have ripped open to accommodate the now oversized mouth. And yeah, the thing leaps up and bites you. It grabs your arm that's reaching for the blade and bites you on the forearm.
Wow, what a dick.
Now I have to choose. There's... No, it'll do this first. Yes. Okay. Wait, where are those things? Sorry. Too many handouts for the Deathlands.
As you would expect.
Yes. There they are. A D6 for you. That is 1 piercing.
Please, sucker.
So the teeth bite into your plate mail, but don't pierce through. It has your arm grabbed onto. What do you do?
I feel like I've been here before. And by that, I mean, I fought clones of myself before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's always about me. I just can't avoid it. Yeah, I'm gonna try and kick this fake Quinton so I can draw my sword.
Okay. Defy danger with your charisma.
Charisma?
Yes.
Okay. Damn it. Get a mad XP.
You do get your arm out of the thing's mouth, but not in the way you hoped. You see, the teeth bite down, and they keep biting down, and they keep biting down, and they crumple the armor and pierce into it. You can see blood coming out through, like, the holes where the teeth are piercing through, and running out of, like, where your where the greave meets your glove. And you pull and pull, and the armor starts to tear apart as if it's made of, like, paper. And a big chunk of your flesh goes with it as you pull it loose. It's horrible. Take a d6 damage that ignores your armor.
Damn. Okay.
And mark the weak debility.
Haha.
Like
Gotcha.
your bone is exposed. Like it scraped the meat off of your bones. It's nightmarishly painful, right? You can't even move your fucking hand anymore. Like the muscles have been severed. What do you do, Quinton? But you do
Well, I
pop
say-
your arm loose and stumble back again.
Yeah. You said I managed to get my hand on my sword?
Well, you had it on your sword. Now the arm that was holding it is now useless because of the muscle has been ripped off of it.
Okay.
But you got your other hand. You could just grab your sword.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab it. And as I grab it, I want to draw the strength from the phoenix to heal myself.
Okay. Let me read this thing. Draw the strength from the phoenix to heal. Is this a move?
No, I'm casting a spell.
Oh, you're casting a spell. Oh, very good.
Yeah.
What spell are you casting?
None, apparently. I can't roll for shit today.
Oh my god, Quinton.
Getting that mad XP.
Yeah. I'm almost level 5.
Bonus points. Can't die.
Already dead.
For 2 reasons. Yes, sir.
So, out of the bushes behind you, running at you now, are all of those other gray creatures. And there are 4 of them. They leap at you, Quinton, and they start rending and tearing. So let's do a d6 plus 3.
Okay. Ignores armor? Or...
No, it's 1 piercing. But your armor is being ripped to shreds. Reduce your armor by 1.
So I take 1 damage? No, 2 damage. Okay.
Yeah, and they are crawling on you and like biting and tearing. What do you do?
I'm gonna follow the advice of my friend, my ring friend, and take off running.
Which
Or
direction?
try to.
Like
Any direction. You choose.
okay, I think the most logical direction would be like toward the water, right? Because these things came out of the bushes behind you.
Sure. I take off running, yelling how this is unfair, and they're a bunch of dickheads.
So let's have you... Well, you have to get to your feet, so defy danger with your charisma.
I'm so intrigued why this is a charisma roll. There, boom, done.
Alright, so you
No more
muscle them off and bash your way up to your feet. And you start running. You get past the other one it's like still like eating the flesh in your arm, and it like lashes out at you, but you're running past it. Defy danger with your dexterity. I'm sorry.
Yes. What?
That should have been an intelligence roll.
Okay. It's 10.
Okay,
Yes.
good call. Yeah, so you avoid that guy, right? As he lashes out at you and sprawls on the ground. and you make it to the water.
Which is even worse. Get fucked.
For a moment, as you're running across the water, oh, okay, perfect. Roll plus wisdom for me real quick.
Seven.
Okay. As you're running across the water, there's nobody standing on the other side, but you can see reflected in the water that other Quinton in the crown, right? The rich Quinton. On the other side of this lake, in the reflection of the water, but nobody actually standing up there. You wade across the river, and you're on the other side, like panting, bleeding profusely, like you're gonna pass out pretty soon. Your arm is like dangling, like it's just horrible. What do you do when you're on the other side?
Again, I feeling I'm gonna pass out. I clutch the phoenix. This time I stare at it, like shaking it, like, come on, just help me this time. Never do anything. I'm gonna cast another spell, which is Invigorate.
I need you to... Okay, so you want to defy danger with your sorry, I'll find it in a second. Wisdom, yeah. Defy danger with your wisdom before casting the spell.
What? 8.
Yeah, there is... You're staring into your blade. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. This is what it is. Yes. You're staring into your blade to cast the spell, right? Just before you cast the spell, you can see in the reflection of the steel of your sword that Quinton behind you, with a phoenix of their own raised up, about to slice you from behind.
What a dickhead. I suck.
What do you
I'm
do?
the worst. Okay. See the reflection?
Yeah. You can go ahead and just cast your spell, but the thing will hit you, right?
Yeah, no, I think seeing the reflection is enough for me to try and spin around and strike at myself, right?
Defy danger with your intelligence.
Yeah. Spin around screaming, gotcha, sucker.
Gotcha, sucker.
11.
That's pretty good. Yeah, go ahead and, hack and slash. That would be with charisma again.
Hack and slash with charisma. Oh, okay.
Hey, you're rolling pretty good for making you roll your garbage stats. Yeah, you don't see anything, but you hear a scream in the air around you, and as your blade wheels through something that is not there, you see as your blade wheels around that Quinton isn't there, but you see like smoke go spraying into the air as if blood, right? Go ahead and deal damage.
Nice. Plus D4. I don't know. Should I take an extra D6?
You could.
Yeah, fuck it. God damn, I should have.
What do you do now, Quinton? You spun around, and those nymph creatures they've stopped at the edge of the river, and they won't cross it. They seem scared to touch the water. They want to leap over it and, like, tear your head off. But they're stalking at the edge. Laughing, right? One of them's they're covered in your blood. And chittering. Saying, "We only want to dance! Come back!" Their teeth bared.
Yeah, I think I'm getting super stressed. I'm not used to this, so I'm just swinging wildly around myself in circles. Right, I'm just screaming for them to leave me alone.
Defy danger with your... What is that? It's gotta be wisdom. Defy danger with your wisdom.
Level up.
Yeah, you're swinging around wildly, swinging. And as you're swinging, a tree on the other side, on your side you're on, just falls down and lands on you. Wham! Pins you underneath. Heavy branches.
This sucks.
And just on the other side of
Fuck
the
this
tree,
place.
like when the tree is falling and you see it falling, like for a moment on the other side of it before it lands on you, you see that Quinton there in a crown holding an axe, like over its shoulder. This is a D10 plus 1.
Wow, I could die here.
Successful Quinton is an asshole.
Yeah.
It
Piercing
ignores
armor.
It ignores your armor.
Ignore. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, so you're pinned underneath this tree and you can't. You're like stuck there. The other arm bleeding. You're almost unconscious, right? And you can hear the sound of like boots. And there are spurs, and you can just hear that those spurs are made of silver and that they have like diamond crusted tips, right? As these boots, you hear them like sauntering across the top of the log. And maybe just, you can't get your head all the way around, but you can see like, and the sun is sort of blinding you as you try to like see this figure, this other Quinton, with, you can just see the silhouette of like the crown, right? And the axe over their shoulder. And they're sort of whistling a jaunty tune as they're coming over to finish you. What do you do, Quinton?
Again, I've been here before. Like, the exact same situation, and I'm gonna do what I did then.
Okay.
I just give up. I grab the phoenix and I just wait. Like, fucking do it. I'm tired of this shit.
That's pretty good, actually. I like that. This is gonna be good. You just wait for it. Don't laugh at me, Dennis.
No, I'm laughing. I love Quinton's. I think my favorite character.
You eventually you lose sight of them as they walk behind you, right? And they're positioned over you, and as the axe bites down, your head goes lopping off. And you wake up, Quinton. Still shaking from your dream that you totally fucking remember.
Oh. Oh, that's a change.
You're in the Deathlands somewhere. You're surrounded by creatures, strange, monstrous-looking things. Which makes you worried for a second, right? You're like, oh my god, frying pan fire, and they look like misshapen or combined animals, right? There's like a bull, the back half of a bull, and then the front half is like I don't know, like a gorilla or something, right? Like, there are sheep. There's a sheep that's hopping around because it's got the hind legs of a frog, and it like brays a little bit, man, and then it flicks its tongue out and like grasps a Deathlands fly. And you're like sort of in the mud of a pit, and you look around and it's an animal pen that you're inside of. You remember your dream. You remember it completely. You remember a lot of things, Quinton. You remember everything.
Like, the whole labyrinth? Everything, or?
Everything. You remember countless nights, and I'm telling you, Quinton, it was countless nights. It has been dozens on dozens on dozens of times while you were sleeping in your mansion. Sometimes at night, an apparition came into your room and strangled you to death. But you didn't remember it by the time you woke up, right? You were just like, oh, I went to bed last night, now I'm awake. But because you had the Phoenix with you all the time, you would just be reborn, right, in your bed again. Like, it was a lot of times, and it was horrible. And sometimes it almost got the Phoenix away, and you were, like, struggling and fighting, but you would get your hand on it before it finally crushed your throat, right? And it would come in with, like, boiling buckets of, like, boiling lard and just dump it on you, right? And you would just burn to death in lard and then just be reborn, and you'd be like, why is my bed greasy? And you wouldn't know why. Over and over and over and over and over again. Everything in the labyrinth, all the times. You remember you're in the Deathlands. And why? And who and how, right? And the death knell. And everybody dying and the goody beards. All that stuff. It all comes rushing in. And you can clear your debilities. You have your full hit points. But you're confused. You are confused. There's no role
I mean,
for that.
yes.
There's no role for that. Like, you just remembered, like, oh my god, I have died 1,000 times, and it was horrible and worse each time.
think he's fine.
Sudden realization. Okay. So I try to stand up, gathering my 1,000 lives, and try to make my way out of the animal pen.
Yeah, I need to make one quick note real quick. Oh man, there's so many things to ask you now, Quinton.
So good. I've done this before. I give up.
With the same character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quinton,
I
as
was
you're
trapped
getting
under
your...
a pillar, so I just gave up.
Well, I mean, Dennis gave up with Raylan before.
Yeah.
You got a good knocking. You stand up and you're like dusting yourself off, right? And that's when you hear it. You hear the chanting. It's a song, a marching song. The marching song you've heard many times by now because you've been traveling with them for a long time. They've been living in your house and you're probably fucking sick of hearing it, but there's only so many pirate songs when you boil it down. And,
Oh no.
What the fuck?
James Blackwater and his crew are marching through what appears to be, like a ranch or something. There are pens after pens of these animals. And you can see that there's like a dock where a boat would park and pick up creatures. And yeah, you're in some kind of like animal pen. You're in the animal pens in the Valley of the Beasts. Not that you know any of those things or what they mean.
Yeah. Okay. I think I start calling for James, yelling
Yeah.
Blackwater over and over.
Yeah. The crew sees you and you get taken back in with the crew. Well, we have our characters in the Valley of the Beasts, where they belong. And
I feel bad for putting that sucks.
Yeah, if you get out of here, find yourself a brain doctor. Forget. It's better that way.
No, man. This is cool. Quinton is 10 times cooler than before. And easier to play, because...
Yeah.
You're a fighter, right?
Or you're insane.
Yeah.
I think that would drive people
One or the
insane.
so, what we need to do is we're gonna have a little closing moment. Back to Raylan and the kids. Just a quick shot. The kids on the horses start waking up. And Tin stops and helps them down for a moment as they come to. And you're about to enter the valley, right? Like you're next to the river. And Tin looks up at you and says, we need to rest.
Yeah. Just,
And you're feeling pretty tired also, obviously, Raylan.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess. Don't get too close to the river. It's bad there. Um.
And one of the kids weakly says, like, I'm thirsty.
No. You shouldn't drink that. It's not water. Um.
It's souls!
Yeah, and then, yeah, sure. I'll I don't, hook up the horses to anything. Like they're not gonna run away from me. Um, sure. I'll just like put my bag, like just like drop my bag down and I don't know, distribute little bottled waters and string cheese.
Some orange wedges. Getting ready for a soccer game.
Mm-hmm.
Can't have a soccer game without Pringles.
That's for after. Only if they win.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't play no kids sports.
That's mean.
So everybody beds down, and as you do, we get a shot of like the horizon, of the Deathlands, which is gray. So we don't see it coming, and that's probably why we didn't see it coming. It's probably how it snuck up on us so easily. The ground is gray, the sky is gray, everything is gray and ash already. So when the smoke cloud, the thick haze of smoke, it would smell of burning that pours into the valley. Washes in, you're already asleep when it does. Passes over you and spills into the valley, and we get like a high shot of the whole valley as there is a thick haze and cloud of smoke from all directions, seemingly from nowhere, pouring into the valley. That's the end of session.
Or dead.
Okay.
You know what they say about where smoke is?
Where there is smoke, there is fire.
Anybody resolve a bond?
Probably. I mean, no, I don't. Well, maybe actually.